Katie and the Spanish Princess by James Mayhew. Tomorrow was Katie's birthday, and Grandma was making a princess costume for her fancy dress party, but the costume didn't look quite right. "We need to see some princess pictures," said Grandma. "Let's go to the gallery." At the gallery, Katie and Grandma found a picture called Portrait of the Infantana Margarita by Diego Velázquez. "She must be a princess," said Katie. "Look at her dress." "It doesn't look very comfy," said Grandma, sitting down. "Now I'll just have a quick snooze while you look around." "It might not be a comfy dress," sighed Katie, "but it is beautiful." "Did you say something?" Katie asked Margarita. "Yes, but I'm not really supposed to speak," whispered the princess. "Quickly, come inside." And she helped Katie into the picture. "Shall we play together?" asked Margarita. "I'm fed up of being quiet and good, and behaving like a princess." "Let's play dressing up," said Katie. "I'll be a princess, and you can be, I can be you," cried Margarita. "We'll swap clothes." They quickly changed clothes. "How do I look?" asked Katie. "Like a princess," giggled Margarita. "And now you must behave like one." "Easy," laughed Katie. "And you have to behave like me." "At last I'm free!" shouted Margarita, jumping into the gallery. Katie found it hard to keep up in the enormous dress. "Wait for me," she called. Margarita stopped and waited for Katie to catch up. "Let's look at the picture," she said. "Which is your favorite?" "That one," said Katie, pointing to a picture called Don Manuel Osorio de Zuniga by Francisco Goya. "Look at all his pets." Suddenly a bird swooped out of the picture, snatched the jewel from the beautiful dress, and flew off. "A magpie," said Katie. "His name is Pluma," said the little boy tearfully. "He loves shiny things. Oh, where has he gone?" "Don't worry, Manuel," said Margarita. "We'll catch him." "This dress is impossible to run in," said Katie, as they chased Pluma. But they couldn't catch him, and he flew inside another painting. It was called The Parasol by Francisco Goya. "Come on," said Margarita. "Let's go inside." And they clambered through the frame. "Greetings, your majesty," said a young couple with a dog. They thought Katie was the real princess. "Look, there's Pluma," said Margarita. "He's up in that tree." "How are we going to catch him?" asked Katie. "You mustn't climb up in that dress," said the young man. "You'll spoil it." "Send your servant instead," said the lady, pointing at Margarita. Margarita climbed up the tree. She was just about to catch the bird when the dog jumped up and started barking. Pluma flew off into the gallery. "Come on, Margarita," said Katie. "Follow that bird." "What a strange princess," said the lady. There was no sign of Pluma in the gallery, but they could hear someone laughing. It was a scruffy little boy in a painting. "A peasant boy leaning on a sill," read Margarita, by Bartolome Murillo. "Are you looking for a bird?" asked the boy. "It flew in here." So Margarita and Katie squeezed through the small frame. They found themselves in the ruins of an old house. Pluma was perched high up in a window, and they couldn't reach him. "I've got an idea," whispered the boy. He broke up a piece of bread and threw the crumbs on the floor. "It's the last of my food, so I hope it works." Pluma spotted the bread and flew down. In a flash the boy caught the bird and handed the jewel back to Katie. "Thank you," said Katie. "It was kind of you to use your bread and catch Pluma." The boy bowed and said, "You're welcome, your majesty." "Manuel will be worried about Pluma," said Margarita, taking the bird. "We should go." "That poor boy must be very hungry," said Katie, waving goodbye. "Yes," said Margarita. We always have plenty of food, so I suppose I'm lucky being a princess, really. They walked back to Pluma's picture, where Manuel was waiting anxiously. You found him, he said, stroking Pluma gently. Make sure you hold on to his ribbon, said Katy. I will, said Manuel. Thank you. Suddenly they heard a loud voice. Margarita, where are you? Oh, it's Papa, said Margarita. Katy saw a tall man in a painting called Philip the Fourth of Spain in brown and silver by Diego Velázquez. Goodness me, she gasped, a real king. I am here, Papa, said Margarita. Heavens, what are you wearing? Said the king. And who is this other little princess? This is my friend Katy, said Margarita. We swapped clothes so she could be a princess for the day. And did you enjoy being a princess? Asked the king. Well, said Katy, it's quite hard to have fun in such fancy clothes. It certainly is, laughed the king. Now change back, you two, before anyone sees you. They stepped into Margarita's picture and changed back into their own clothes. It's good to be me again, said Margarita, even though it was fun to be you for a little while. I suppose it is fun being me, said Katy, laughing. Thanks for letting me be a princess. Goodbye. Adios, my friend, said Margarita. Katy gently woke Grandma. Come on, said Grandma. Let's go and have some lemonade. And a slice of cake, said Katy. In the gallery cafe, Katy chose a large slice of chocolate cake. She was just about to eat it when she thought of something. Back in a minute, Grandma, said Katy, running into the gallery. She soon came to the picture of the scruffy boy. He was surprised to see that Katy wasn't really a princess. You must be hungry, said Katy. Have my cake. You're very kind, he said. Gracias. Katy ran back and finished her lemonade. Come on, said Grandma. Let's go home and make that princess costume. That's very kind, said Katy. But I don't think I want to be a princess anymore. I want to be a pirate instead.